Come on, let's go.
Hurry up.
I was grabbing a beer.
Welcome to PorchTlk. This is the podcast where currently two people talk about their lives right before 30 and help you figure out yours along the way. I'm Eric.
Ezra, Brockwood Elementary Class of 06 valedictorian.
We are back. This is the Season 3 finale. Season 4 coming later at some point. We just got a lot of stuff going on. It's real busy October, November, December. We got a lot of stuff going on. It's hard to fit the cast in. So we're just going to take a little hiatus, enjoy life, and come back hopefully better and bigger than ever.
That's the plan. Very, very busy time of life. Season of life, as they like to call it.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. Hopefully next time you see Ezra, he has a new job that he doesn't hate as much as all the other jobs he's had, and he's getting paid more. hopefully both.
Oh, yeah. Pray on it, everybody. We need our prayer warriors.
I think we should just give the people what they want. Give a little bachelor party recap. Don't have to get into too much detail, but like, how did you enjoy your time on your bachelor party? Did it live up to your expectations? Like, what's the vibes?
It was a great time. Definitely lived up to expectations. Just a good time. Fellowshipping with the bros. Super fucked up. Like, you can't ask. There were some real drinking days amongst those days. So, can't get any better. Atlanta, great city of Atlanta. Stumbled across an amazing bar. Might be the best bar in America. If I knew the name, I'd shout them out because they've earned
Mid
that.
City ATL.
That's the name. If y'all
Yep.
want to sponsor us, we can work something out. We'll drink one of y'all craft cocktails on a daily basis, a weekly basis. Get in touch with us. That was great. Fucking the game was great. So it was a great weekend altogether.
I was thinking about this and I was like giving Anna the rundown. I was like, oh yeah, we went this. I was like, honestly, like Sunday was probably the best day. Like they all had different vibes,
Yeah.
but like the game getting out of downtown Atlanta was a little bit of a trek. But then we
Yeah, that was
got good food. We found that cocktail spot. We hit the whiskey. We came back for the cigars. Like Sunday was just a solid boys' day.
Yeah, you don't get better days than that.
Found a lot of good reality TV shows we'll be recommending at the end of the pod. The boys were crushing them. I don't think Casey was ready for the amount of that, but
No,
it was
Kills
great
and
time.
Souls. I got my girl on one of them. We're just not watching fast enough to get to season 2, but yeah, I'm eagerly trying to get there.
I put on spoiler. One of them was Buying Beverly Hills. When I got off the plane and got back to Anna's sister's from the metro, because Anna was going to pick me up from there, I just started putting on season 2 of Buying Beverly Hills. I got her sister into it. I got Anna into it.
It's
Season 2,
fucking
the drama goes crazy.
damn. I gotta get into it. It's fucking crazy. It's a great show.
I was
Damn.
like, and they're not doing a Buying Beverly Hills season 3, but they are doing a season 2 of the Owning Manhattan show. So hopefully that's also fire.
Damn, they got canceled. No season 3.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Season 2, definitely. I mean, way better than season 1 as far as drama is concerned. If you need a little drama in your life, Buying Beverly Hills.
I can't wait. I seen they added her sister, and I was like, yeah, drama's gonna come from this.
Bro, her sister's a dog. Everybody's terrified of her sister. It's insane.
I love it.
Yeah, so we had a good time. Game was good. The walk-off, I mean, seeing like a last-second field goal like that is just insane.
Oh yeah, super big. But those are my boys. Who've been like kind of closing out like that regularly lately. Might be people doubted me when I said Super Bowl bound. I think they're starting to realize.
No, definitely not. I need to see Michael Penix there running that offense.
Hell no. We'll trade him away right now.
Oh, since this is just a classic boys, what did you think about fucking Saleh just getting fired at like 9 a.m. today?
Kind of crazy because I think he's a good coach. I don't necessarily know if the Jets' defense was the problem. He's a defensive coach. He's the head coach, so I guess you're in charge of the whole team. It's kind of a tough sell because the Jets as a whole suck. And then I don't know how much he wanted Aaron Rodgers or like the ownership wanted Aaron Rodgers. But with them starting, where are they 0-4 or 1-4 or whatever? With them having that start, you gotta like make a move, and they was never gonna move on from Aaron Rodgers. So, guess it had to be the coach. even if they make this trade for Devontae Adams, which I think would be wasteful for them, like why stock up on old talent when you've got young players emerging? You got Garrett Wilson, that's going to immediately bump him to wide receiver two.
They
I
don't
don't
even
know
throw
if
him the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a need to bring in Devontae Adams because I think they'll still be very, very bad.
Yeah, I think honestly, it would have made more sense if they fired Hack at the OC. Like Hack is
Yeah,
just not good, man. Like fuck, get someone else in there.
absolutely.
But
He's
you know
not
him
good,
and
and like also
Rogers.
like maybe fire Aaron because he's not good either.
Bro, Aaron's looking washed, and then he like came back. I mean, I don't think most people were watching that fucking London game at 9 a.m. But they had a nice comeback. But it was he was not good to start from what I saw.
Yeah, watch.
Yeah. All right, let's get into a little bit of the rundown. First thing, would money change you? Let's say you're getting a nice 200K a year salary. Is that going to change like who you are, how you operate at work? Because we talked on the podcast before about golden handcuffs. That could be a golden handcuffs right there. Just the money alone.
The money alone can be a handcuff. I was we talked about like Taylor Swift and her PJ on the trip, and then I had a second conversation with somebody else at work about Taylor. I was like, damn, two Taylor convos in like a week and a half. And I'm sorry, Taylor is ugly. I've never listened to her music, but I do think I would align closer with Taylor if I had Taylor money. Money would change me, hands down, no question. I'm not saying like I'd become an asshole or I'd be like rude. I just think my day to day would change. Like you're not seeing me in a fast food restaurant. I might go to the drive-thru. You'll never see me sitting eating amongst you peasants. Wouldn't happen. I'm sorry, it wouldn't. I would never be in a Waffle House. Like, what the fuck would I be doing in a Waffle House?
Oh
Um,
my god.
I'd probably get a nicer car. I always said my limit was like $40,000 on a car because we can get a nice one for 30, like a brand new. I might push it to like 45, 50. You might see me in a G wagon. Like I'm gonna act a little different.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think it's hard for it not to change who you are. It's just that's such a large amount of money, and like we're not talking. I mean, obviously, like millions is even more, but like, god damn, 200K, like you could be living completely different. Your housing, the house you have, like you said, the car, like your whole life. You might be able to get a little chef like every once in a while, just get some pre-made meals. Like, who knows what's going on? You could be living a whole different lifestyle.
No, truly. Honestly, I'd probably get like a house in the city. I probably not a house. I'd probably get an apartment in the city. Try to get a little sky rise type jump. Like I'd probably be comfortable paying $3,000 a month on rent. I'd have to. Like, come on, what are we doing? Make this money. I got to spend it somewhere.
So if you made 200K, you would you wouldn't think about getting a house. You would go more like skyline apartment. That's interesting.
I would get a house, but I think I would do 1 year in the city. I still
One year.
wrestle with the idea of doing 1 year in the city,
I
just
mean,
to say like we did it.
I don't hate it. I mean, especially like RIP to Regis, but you're dog free, so like
Yeah,
that does just make your life so much easier looking for apartments. And I'm to worry about like taking
yeah,
a dog. Like if you want to go for a high rise, you don't have to worry about getting your dog in the elevator, going down, coming up, like all that small shit you wouldn't think about.
absolutely. Dog free and kid free, and in a comfortable financial state. We could do the city. We could do the city in a place like Charlotte. We could not do like New York, DC. Like we do. That's
Mm-mm.
money that I would never want to spend.
No. The only question I have for you is like, would you be upset about the amount of space you'd be losing? Or are you going for like a big ass apartment?
Nah, I wouldn't. Because I think the space we would lose, we would gain in like access and easy access places. I told when I was talking to Mariah about it, like just brainstorming, not like we're gonna do it, but I was like, if we did that, we could really go like maybe a 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath, which is a big downgrade from a 3 2 bath. But honestly, you might be able to convince me to go just 1 bedroom, 1.5 bath. I would want the second one, but like we're in the city, we're gonna be out a lot. I probably don't even need the second bedroom because
No,
like
no,
it'd be cool
me
to
neither.
have guests, but like I don't. If I'm having guests, they might have to couch it up. But
No.
I might have to go 2 bedrooms, maybe two
Two
bedrooms.
bedrooms is the move. You need it for the
No.
office space alone.
Oh, you're right. The office alone, I would. You know what? Yeah, I'd go 2 bedrooms and 1.5. Find out whatever the price was, and I'd make it work. I'd give up all the space I have. You can find me in something under 1,000 square feet. because I know it'd only be temporary for like a year.
That is true. Or you could really ball out for just a year.
That is also like I could have the penthouse suite.
Just living.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, 200K. Oof. That'd be fantastic. You're not really worrying about shit again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, realistically, just depending on where you're at, 200K, you could retire your significant other. Like they could be a stay-at-home parent off 200K.
Yeah, if you're not in a big city, for sure.
Comfortably a stay-at-home parent.
Yeah. I know you're making some career decisions, so let's just talk a little bit about some gentle quitting.
I seen that the other day. Apparently, gentle quitting is when you like start doing the bare minimum enough to not get fired. Like clock it is 8 o'clock, you get there at 7:59, you get off at 4, you leave at 4:01. Like boss asks for you to update the Excel sheet twice a week to 3 times a week, you do it twice a week, the bare minimum. It's just stuff like that. Like you're doing just enough to get by and show you're competent without doing even an inch extra. I don't hate the method. I think it's an interesting method. I think it can get kind of. I don't know if I want to get into that like stagnant or complacent mindset because I feel like those habits probably carry over. Nigga like me, I'm gonna just quit. Like I'm not gonna go through this gentle quitting process. I'm gonna let you know, like, yeah, I'm done.
I mean, I guess like question about this, like if you're doing the bare minimum, is that not what you're getting paid to do? Like if you're hitting all your tasks, like I don't think you should be expecting to get a raise promotion, but is that not just what you were initially hired and paid to
No,
do?
that is exactly what you are hired to do. Keep this afloat. And like, long as you're afloat, there's nothing they can say. We wish you went above and beyond. We wish you did more like others. Like those are a lot of wishes that do not contractually pay me for. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
Uh, yeah, gentle quitting's interesting, but like we've talked about not having loyalty to any companies or businesses before. So like if you're trying to make moves or your company's doing you dirty or whatever, like I'm not gonna do it, but like I'm not gonna necessarily judge other people for doing similar things as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, I don't know. I think probably if you work at like a just a big company, it wouldn't be too much of a big deal. Like you could probably honestly do that for like 6 months or a year if you're doing just the
Oh
bare
yeah.
minimum. If not long, there's probably people who do that for their whole careers. Just do the
I was
bare
gonna say
minimum,
there
check,
are
collect a check.
people who gentle quitted like 3 years ago. Honestly, once you get close to those niggas who are like close to retiring, they probably gently quit at like 61. And they've been
Mhm.
coasting for the last 4 years. They do not give a fuck.
That's the gentle retirement game. You just really
Yeah.
start coasting. God, I'll probably be gentle retiring around like 35 or something.
I
Really.
was about to say, shit.
All right, let's talk about this. We talked about this topic before, but it's always good to get a little good update on this. Rank these people in importance in your life who you prioritize. We have your parents, significant
Mhm.
other, friends, grandparents, coworkers, and your significant other's friends.
Let me type in list out just so I have it here. So it was parents,
Significant others,
significant, SO, okay,
friends,
okay.
grandparents, coworkers, and then your significant other's friends.
All right. In prioritizing, significant other has got to be at the top of this list, approaching 30.
I agree.
This is where it's going to get a little dicey, maybe. I'm not sure. Friends is probably second. I'm
I can see
30.
that.
I'm being realistic. It's not every day I'm hitting my mom. I don't talk to my mom on a regular. I talk to her like weekly. I'm not talking to my mom more than weekly. We probably have a 10-minute convo. I'm with the boys often. We having conversations, bullshitting. So it probably go significant other, friends, parents there at 3.
Okay.
significant others, friends, solely because you gotta like build a relationship with them. You gotta like try to be amicable. If they're close, that's definitely a bigger deal. That might like shift the alteration or whatnot. If they're not close, then like yeah, they're probably around fourth. Coworkers, if you've got cool coworkers, and then grandparents. If your coworkers are lame, grandparents, coworkers, but like I would be hard pressed to find anybody unless their coworkers suck who don't have grandparents last. Because then I would like wonder like what the fuck type relationship you got with your grandparents. Your grandpa, your best friend ass nigga.
Looking at your list that you just said, I would probably do everything except I would switch grandparents and coworkers, but that's only because I work remotely, so I don't really talk to my coworkers often enough that it matters to me whatsoever.
Yeah, that'll do it. I almost put
Let me throw this one in there though.
coworkers
What do
above
you? Where
significant
would
other
you?
friends.
I was gonna say, what? Where do you throw in significant other's family into that list?
Mm, I
That's a
want
tough one.
I want significant other, friends, parents, probably under parents, but it would be significant others' parents under parents, and then siblings would come farther down the list. Siblings probably down there with grandparents.
Oh, you don't give a fuck about Mariah's siblings?
We're not like at no point am I like checking in or we talking this that and the third. Like if I see you, it's what's up. But like that's it. She's got a cool brother, but like we don't like talk or anything. So yeah, they're probably down there with like coworkers and grandparents. Tier three, we'll call it.
I was gonna say I'm relatively pretty close with Lauren, Anna's sister Lauren. We chat. We just called her yesterday because we had some questions about wedding blocks for hotels and stuff. So, and
Mm,
I stayed there when if ever I'm in the Arlington area, I need to pop out, just hit that spot. So definitely higher on my list than the bottom.
yeah, you
I
should
can't wait
not
to
only be on the
meet
last spot.
Mariah's brother. I'm gonna be like, yeah, brother, Ezra doesn't give a fuck about you.
Crazy.
Oh, damn. Was there was definitely more? I thought this would take a lot longer, so I did not have more shit
We
prepped
ran
ready to
through
go.
this.
Oh, I have a question that I wanted to get your opinion on. I might just make this a clip also. I'm curious, like people who had gauges back in like high school, do you have any regrets getting them? And what do your ears look like now? Because I was thinking about like were parents right back in the day when they were telling kids like, no, you can't get gauges, like you're gonna look crazy? Because I feel like if you're a 30-year-old and you have these massive holes in your ears, like or just skin, like you probably look insane.
I know a couple of people with gauges, and I do be like, "What the fuck you got going on?" My very first thought is like, "Who the fuck was your parents?" Because it's just one of those things where it's like, why? Like, express yourself however you want, but the gauge expression was always the wackest to me. Because like, you get tattoos, you get piercings. What the fuck does stretching your ears say about it? Like, this is a weird expression. Like, that shit is strange to me. And I'm not here to like rain on anybody's parade, but if you're doing it, that shit is whack.
Uh,
Gauges. And they smell terrible. They smell horrible. And anybody who tells you they don't is a fucking liar. Like, I know you're not taking your gauges out, cleaning them, cleaning your earlobe that you stretched and is like rotting
uh,
skin. Like, come on.
I
And I don't
hate
know if
even
they
thinking
ever
about
shrink
that.
back right. Like, I'm sure they shrink some, but I feel like depending on how big you went, they never go back to like regular. Like your regular piercing will close back up.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I thought they were like some of them were cool in high school, some of them were way too big. Um, but I think there's a certain like holes that are less than a half an inch diameter are more likely to shrink back on their own. I'm assuming if you didn't, you'd probably have to get like surgery or just like chop some shit off and just restart.
Imagine you going on a date. Shorty got her ears taped. You ask, what's that for? She says because she had to surgically get her earlobes closed again. Like, get the fuck away from me. I can never go on a date with you again. I can never talk to you. And if you got hit by a bus on the way out of here, I might not think twice about it.
Yeah, I'm looking. It seems like you definitely have to get a surgery after a certain point
That's
if you
crazy.
want to get it repaired.
So at that rate, you just got to keep gauges for the rest of your life because, like, I'm sure that's cosmetic and insurance isn't paying for that. And if you're dropping
Yeah.
$3,000 to $4,000 to surgically close your earlobe, like, you've got bigger problems on your hand.
Damn. Ooh,
That's so crazy.
That's definitely like. There's a lot of stuff you can do throughout like adolescence if you want to be like going through phases in like high school and stuff. That's probably one of the ones that you just cannot return from because of how permanent that potentially could be.
Yeah, to me, that shit's crazy.
Like you can get a haircut, you can dye your hair, you can wear whatever you want to wear, but the gay, whew. Mm-mm-mm. I've been thinking about that one for a little bit now. I was like,
Oh,
I got to post this on TikTok and see how people respond about their gauges and how they feel. Because I think it would be like, I think it would be tough if you were really trying to make it like, let's say you were angsty, emo, like pop punk, whatever in high school. And then you're like, oh, I want to become a lawyer. Like you come out of the phase, like you want to work in like finance or like anything like boardroom related. And then you're trying to like meet with people, suit and tie, and you got like fucking massive holes. Like, regardless if that's right for people to think about it, like they're gonna be like, what's going on with this guy? Like, what's going on with the ears? You know, same thing that people think
yeah.
about like visible tattoos. Like, if you went to a board meeting and you had like Post Malone tattoos on your face, people are gonna be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Cannot hire you. And I'm sorry. I'll admit, I will be prejudiced. Like, I'm not hiring you. I'm not. You cannot work for me.
Yeah, so don't go anywhere near Ez if you. Is it just the face tattoos or the gauges?
Both. Gauges, I'm willing to give a woman, a pass with the gauges before a man. Because they're already piercing their ears. I know that level of angsty around teenage girl adolescency is different. So, like, yeah, whatever. But if you're a nigga, a grown man with gauges, I've got questions about you, man. Like, I probably do. And it's nothing like, I just think it's weird. I think it's a weird, I think it's just a weird form of expressing yourself. Yeah, definitely a strange form of expressing yourself.
Fair enough. Do you have any post topics, real ones, things before we leave?
Um, it's Prime Day. Make sure you go get something. Needed a new shirt because I have like no dress shirts of like regular color for a wedding this weekend. Cologne sales have come down crazy. Get yourself a good smelling cologne. They got like $130 colognes going for like $70. So like cologne sales are down. If I was thinking honestly, I would have. If I was thinking, I would have got Christmas list before now, so I could like start to get some things there. I always
Damn,
forget and I always miss Prime Day, but yeah, that would have been solid.
damn, I did not think of that, but that would have been a great idea.
No, truly.
Um, Anything that's going on that we're not going to talk about? I am once again back on my running grind, but I gotta do like 50 miles in the next 3 months, and I still need to read like 3 books. So these year end goals, it's gonna be a real push for that one.
I think you can do those 50 miles. Um,
Yeah.
Everybody in Florida try to stay safe because like times is tough.
Mm.
Um, our boy Ethan, keep him in your prayers. He is getting deployed for a week in Western North Carolina, so
Is he really? He was
gonna have to
talking about that when
gonna
we
have
were
to
on the
serve his
trip.
country. I think that might make
Man.
you a veteran for real.
Well, listen, we'll have to salute the service. Shout out
No,
to him.
truly.
We're not going to record by the time when the election comes. What's your final thoughts? Who wins it? Before we get into our next topic, we wanted to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this week's episode, Zencastr. When we first started recording PorchTlk, we were using whatever rinky-dink setup we could, but we realized we needed to step our game up to a legit setup, and that's where Zencastr came in. It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log into your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guest. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Trust me, I know. If you have thought about podcasting before and realized that you need a lot of different tools and services, those days are over. With Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcast all in one place and distribute it to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations. Go to Zencastr.com/pricing and use our code PorchTlk and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same easy experience we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story, and honestly, they have a free plan too if you need it. It's just as good. Shout out to Zencastr, and let's get back to the episode.
I'm gonna go. My bad. I was watching some biscuits and gravy get made. I'm gonna.
The silence is
This
deafening.
is against all of my wishes. I may joke, I may play, but this is against all of my wishes. I do think Trump's gonna pull it off.
Really?
I think Trump's gonna pull it off. I haven't seen the polls lately. I think somebody was telling me they kind of like flatlined and evened out a little. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like people just be making shit up. I do think when it comes down to it, he'll pull this off. I think the polls are a little premature. I think the hype was a little premature. Ultimately, what I think will happen is the Republicans are going to be Republican. They're going to vote Trump. And then I think some of these older Democrats, some of these older white Democrats that at the table, at work discussions in the break room are telling you they're voting Democrat, they're Democrat. I think when they go in that booth and it's just them and themselves, they're going to vote Trump over a black woman. That's what I think is going to come down to. So I think the polls are going to be a little misleading up to that point because I think we've got some older white men Democrats, which is a large party still. I think we've got a good sector of older white men who are registered as Democrat and have been conversating or they'll vote Democrat that know there's no way of tracking their vote and they'll get in that booth and they're going to vote Republican because they'll go a rich white man over a black woman.
It's a very fair point. I mean, I was watching some stuff where they were talking about like all these union people who were pro-Trump, which is crazy because
Crazy.
Republicans are known anti-unions. It's crazy when people like just straight up like that vote against their own like benefits and goodwill. I'm like, how does that make any sense to anything that you're doing? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I'd be so confused.
I'm hoping Kamala wins. That's what I'm gonna say, but I mean, it is like you said, or at least what you've heard. It's very close. She's not in a big lead by any means. Like, and we don't know who's like you said who's saying what and one thing, and then what they're actually gonna do.
Yeah, I am excited for the text to stop coming. I'm getting bombarded with who are you voting for? This is Democrat Party. Like if I knew voting Democrat was going to register Democrat would harass me this much, might not have registered at all. So there's that. And then I will miss the Trump Kamala slander commercials because they're funny. They're funny.
Oh my god!
He's for us. Like, that's great.
Yeah, dude. When I saw that, because I had seen it because I was watching like it was whatever Saturday, like college football and stuff. So I had seen it, and when it came on yesterday, and it was like Kamala's for they, them, Trump is for you, and it was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I was like, dude, I was texting you guys, like, whoever came up with that, they were like, oh, we got a hit on our hands, boys. Like, this
Yeah,
is the one.
easy
Yeah.
slogan.
Damn, I forgot you were in North Carolina. Yeah, that's a big battleground state. That's why you're getting all these fucking texts.
No, truly. I was watching it at the gym the other day, probably a week or 2 weeks ago. They were talking about how because the fucking JD, not JD, he is JD Vance. He
Yeah.
was out in North Carolina. And he was like only hitting I think he hit Raleigh and then he hit another spot. And he was like, we don't need to worry about Western North Carolina or the East Coast. He was like, we just got two hubs that we need to hit. And he was really talking about Raleigh and Charlotte. Like once you get that
Damn.
triangle where all those colleges are, and then you hit Charlotte, the rest of North Carolina gonna vote Republican. It's just a matter of like the population.
Damn, that's true. Listen, these hurricanes might fuck some shit up. Who knows?
It might truly.
God. All right. Anything else? We'll wrap it up.
That's all I got.
Will the Falcons be in playoff contention or in the playoffs next time we record?
Absolutely. We should be 5-0. We lost 2 easy ones. Kirk was getting ready. I still stand by what I said. No less than 12-5 this year. I don't see us losing 4 more games this season.
I think the Eagles are either going to go playoff run or Nick Sirianni might be the next coach fired. That's my
Um,
prediction.
yeah, I think Nick's going to be fired, and I think he might take Jalen with him. They might find a way to get Jalen to Miami.
Jalen to Miami? Oh, my God. They would never. Don't send me Tua. I don't need concussions.
That's a fair trade.
1-for-1 swap.
That would be crazy.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. Do some music and TV recommendations.
TV wise, I'm gonna just have to stick by buying Beverly Hills. That job, sheesh. Got to get back on it. Haven't been able to get anywhere near as much as I wanted to. Music wise, actually, let me see because I've been listening to something. Music wise, I'm gonna go summer 24. Music
It's not
wise
even
will
summer
be
anymore.
Brennan by Mexican OT.
Ooh,
That's it.
shout out. TV wise, like I'm gonna say, we talked about it. Owning Manhattan, great show, 1 season. Buying Beverly Hills, 2 seasons. Nobody wants this show. I think that's what it's called. Anna's put me onto it pretty good. Music wise, I'm gonna go with Slow Angle or Angel. I can't remember what it was by Remounder. I have to check that, but it'll be correct in the descriptions or in the post, whatever it is. Thank you guys for listening. As always, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, PorchTlk, No A. There's an Apple Podcast. If you're on Spotify, watch on Spotify, watch on YouTube, subscribe, like. We'll be back for season 4 at some point. Hiatus for now. Peace.